Hey guys, Dustin here, Big D Pools. Another major renovation at a property in Preston Hollow, my born and raised stomping ground. Really love to do projects around here. This was just an existing pool spa combo. Most of this was not here. All of this area, the dry lounge, sunken seating area with a fire pit soon to be there, was all dirt and grass. So the dirt grass, I believe the beam was here, and there's a diving board there. We put rebar in there, attach the existing rebar to the old rebar with proper overlap, 40 times the diameter. Put 2 more drains. There was only 1 drain. I believe that is the initial pool main drain, which will now be fed into the new pool main drains, 2.5 inch plus a 2 inch. Those are the basin filling returns. You always want to place them a little bit lower. Ideally, we would place them lower than that, but it is what it is. You want to push the water out low so the water raises with a flat sheet of glass look as it spills over. A lot of factors came into play here, a lot of challenges we had to overcome. Client wanted a split system, so we changed the overflow spillway into a shear descent, color changing shear descent. I'll get to that in a minute. He wanted more jets in the spa. It was obviously very undersized plumbing, as most pools are. So we put a couple of the tri-manifold waterways in there, left the existing ones. Clearly it's a pretty small spa. Big D Pools. We eliminated the pool light, the old style pool light, as you can see. Use that as our baseline for the basin returns. Put in 6 nicheless lights. You can see 3 here, 3 there. We have to cap that autofill before we plaster in a couple days. Take a look at the kind of craftsmanship you should expect to see on a high-end job. Our mason is the best in town. These are not corner pieces. These are self-mitered on site. Four-foot shear descent, LED color changing. Of course, when we see little errors like this, it is minute. However, we will polish that out and it will connect at a very slight angle you would never see if I didn't point it out to you. Again, clean corners. Ultimately, we'll polish the litters. You might say, why is this lip here? That's the way we cut it. We leave this tiny, tiny piece so we can cut on top of other slabs without penetrating into the slab below. At the end, we come, polish it off, sand it down, and you have a beautiful finished look. The tile, I think it was Color Styles. It came from across the pond, out of the UK. Saw this on one of the Master Masters episodes and thought it was pretty cool. So we ordered this, and we ordered some blue stuff as well. These major renovations take a lot of creativity because you're dealing with something existing. It's a lot more work, it's more expensive, and basically you just have to be able to think on your feet and come up with solutions. So like for these lights, we ended up cutting the coping to 18 inches rather than 12. We didn't do the deck cuts. You can see there's some kind of irregularities down there. We took this job over in the very near beginning. But this gave us room to dig down, run individual conduits, modify stuff for this conduit. Because as you can see, there's your new nicheless spa light. The shear descent took a little bit of ingenuity as well as adding these, right? Because clearly an undersized 2-inch line can't power all this, nor can a single drain of suction. So what I did was we pulled the spa fountain as a 1.5-inch line. We tied that into the returns, right? I pulled the initial spa main drain, single 2-inch line that is dedicated to the shear descent. So we have a good run back there. I'd say 140 feet or something, I don't remember. We cut a channel down the middle of the pool, right down the middle. You can't really see because we shotcreted all this already with our in-house shotcrete crew. Also, best of Dallas. But we had a huge channel, you see, all the way through. We punched a fairly large hole in the bottom left corner underneath the new rebar floor. And we ran our 3-inch suction line, and I want to say, to look back, 3-inch or 2.5-inch return line to the spa. So to the spa now we have 3 lines coming together, 2-inch, 2.5-inch, and 1.5-inch, which I could share the calculations on our messages or whatever to the bottom of this video, but it'll be more than sufficient with the GPMs and the pressure we need. But again, that's part of the thinking on your feet. It needs to happen on these kind of jobs. Use what you can, add what you can, figure out ways to overcome. LED color changing bubblers. This dry lounge is pretty cool. Become very popular in recent. Can't express to you enough how much you need to think about the service guys coming behind you years and years later. Always think of them, and you'll have a happy client forever. An example of that would be this. This is our basin with a sump pump. It connects to that, which is also technically the overflow if something happens here in our basin. Ties also into all the drainage for these beds. We dug a massive tunnel right through here. It's been coined the El Chapo tunnel. All the way under here, very large, to accommodate all the new plumbing and gas and electrical. Not as clean as I would like it, but it does the job. It has been a colossal amount of work. And of course, here's all the pipes. 3-inch spa suction. You can see one of my favorite guys labeling these. Going back to the pad. Break a leg. Split system requires, again, a lot of planning, preparation, and thinking on your feet when you recall something that you didn't really catch initially. New pad, oversized, 12 feet. Old pad will become solely the spa. Suction return blower. And don't forget, we need a fill line for that spa when it evaporates. We'll have a pump, filter for the basin, filter for the pool, filter pump for the pool, cleaner pump, heater. The new gas line has not been run yet. We're working on that. Trench right now. We actually need to run 2 dedicated 2-inch lines because, again, guys, it is imperative you hire someone that knows what they're doing and can do the right calculations so all of your appliances fire. We're going to pull that trench this way. We're trying to take care of this lovely client's yard as we pull up the sod. That's fairly new. We're going to save it, keep it good. Try not to smash his yard up too much. Put the dirt here. Try to minimize the disaster that your yard becomes when you work on it. Gotta cut a channel through here because it's a broken piece of the driveway. Again, it's all about the detail, guys. That corner is broken, so we decided this is our spot to cut through, and we're gonna put a drainage grate over the top of this so water can pass freely from there to there. If there's any drainage issues in the future, as there are out by the street, we can handle that. And we don't have a ugly 6-inch sliver of new concrete that looks horrible. It all looks master planned. Yes, it's a mess now. It will all come together shortly. Some other things we want to talk about, besides proper hydraulics, proper gas line, sizing for volume, thinking about the service guy behind you. Oh, forgot about this portion. Again, this has to be serviced someday, right? That pump will burn out. We'll clear all that off, but I have a door here that opens, closes, has louvers on top of it. You really won't even know it's there at the vault. This will be siliconed in basically. So at any time, once we have the receptacle in there, it will not be GFCI protected because this will be silicone down. So we have access to it if we need it, when we need it rather, not if. And the outlet, the 110 outlet, will be on a GFCI breaker rather than GFCI. Initially we had planned on putting GFCI here, but we did the calcs on the basin. We had to make the basin bigger. Needed more volume, guys. So, had a last minute idea. During shotcrete, threw some PVC through the step. Decided this outlet that was gonna be for phone chargers, we can use for LED lights. Kind of the super economical, gotta have some ingenuity version of PAL lighting under the coping lighting. So we'll run from here into there, underneath the stairs, out this side. If you can see, that's pretty bright here. Underneath all this coping. With all the coping, boom, 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 boom. And we'll penetrate into this empty cavity of PVC we have in here. We have a big barrel behind here you can't see that holds all this slack because it only comes in set lengths, like I think 35 feet or whatever. Other lighting to consider before you get everything done, before you even shotcrete. LED lights here, you can't see it all. They're over there, but you can point them down, angle them up, down, whatever. Very cool. Here as well. Underneath the stairs. Underneath there. Here, again, thinking on your feet. Initial design had this here. It had one there on the other side as well. However, once we shot it, we kind of could see it begin to take shape and realize there's not a whole lot of space here. So we eliminated this one. We put drinks up here. Very cool lounge area here. We have to finish waterproofing this a couple more times before we plaster, because you can see we only got the surface. We need it all the way in there. On this project, we used Laticrete Hydrobane cementitious waterproofing, which is pricey. Each bag's over $100 by itself. Will come in a couple days. We're gonna have a metal, ideally, if they can get it to us in time, a composite grate that covers all this in sections. And we will cover that with River Rock, which we have started to strategically place in piles all around the perimeter here. Fire pit will go right here. I want to say it's 5 feet. I don't remember. It's on order. Again, guys, keep in mind the future service of these things. Gas line probably never need to be accessed. However, it's sleeved. So when anything happens, we can pull it through. The El Chapo tunnel back there. The electrical conduit, obviously, you can do whatever you want with that. It's probably not even going to be used, to be honest, but it's here if we ever need it, and we'll cap it. Here, all this, we're going to cut out 1 inch here from the tiles, so I have 1.5 inches. Going to cut out the leaders now that's dried. We have 1.5 inch lip to slide that grate into. And for you haters, this will be low voltage if we ever use it. We'll move it up as well. Get this thing. Probably not a bad idea to put a step in the bottom of this. Again, doing the proper calcs and keeping in mind potential failures in the future or anything that can come amiss. You have your yellow poly, sleeved, of course. We'll connect that. We've already stretched the tracer wire all the way around to the grill. And the coupler on there. And that's about it. Change out the automation for something smarter. I would like to thank, obviously, all my mentors at WaterShape, who have always been I don't know what the word is, an invaluable resource, as always. The education you get there is beyond any you'll get anywhere else. And to the late Grant Smith, who always answered my texts, day or night, 5 in the morning, 10 at night. We certainly miss you. Inspiration to many pool professionals out there, and an eternal ambassador. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and feel free to drop them in the comments. Reach out to me directly, and I will do anything I can to pass on what knowledge I've learned from these guys. Thank you.